What is up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in with some juicy Destiny 2 news. So we're going to talk about the new exotic quest in the game, of course the last word, but we'll also speak about the Joker's wild exotic Thorn, and how these two link together very briefly. Then we're going to take a look at new Crimson Days rewards, and this includes a new weapon for Crimson Days, as well as some of the drops and triumphs to complete while the event is out. We're going to talk about Mara Sov, who appears to be leaving for a little bit, and it looks like she might have a new friend, potentially an old friend of ours. We'll explain that in a moment. We've also got some confirmation about Prince Uldren, his role in the story, so we'll break that down. But then we have update details, future changes to other things in the game, like One-Eyed Mask, lots of conversation about that one, bringing back Destiny 1 armor sets, and we've got a bunch of other stuff to talk about in this video, guys. So if you enjoyed this one, a rating really helps me out down below, but now let's get into it. So initially, of course, this week, the Draw quest has gone live in the game, and we're now able to obtain the last word. I did make a full breakdown for this quest, so if you want a guide or any tips to the sections of the quest, then you can check that video out. Obviously, it's kind of early days, but you will find some reviews for the last word as well if you're curious. However, the lore around this quest is pretty awesome. The finale of the quest is certainly one of the coolest moments I think we've had during an exotic quest. And spoiler alert, one of the most interesting reactions is from the Drifter, so check this out if you want to.
That's the last word. You know you can trust me, but the man who gave you that? He's the one who walked into hell and spread my friend's ashes on the side of a rock. Oh, you are such a punk. Trying to play both of us, huh? You are insane. I dig it. But ask yourself, what's to stop that man from doing you in, like he's done with so many of my friends? I'll be seeing you, punk.
So obviously the Drifter is not entirely thrilled that we're holding the last word, but he certainly likes our style. Of course, as we've spoken about previously, this is the beginning of the Thorn story for Destiny 2. In fact, when you're fighting the final boss inside of the last word quest, the weapon that the boss is using is actually a Proto-Thorn. So that's certainly pretty cool. And following on from this quest in Joker's Wild, it looks like the Drifter is going to call us back once he's learned more about the Hive weapon that Enkar was actually using. So last word in the game's looking pretty good. It'll definitely be interesting to see how good Thorn is going to be when it arrives. But let me know your thoughts on the last word quest. Of course, lots of PvP. There are some mixed opinions about that, so I'd love to see them in the comment section below. Now though, let's speak about Crimson Days. We do have some new rewards for Crimson Days, and of course this is the Valentine's event that rolls around every February. This year, the event is set to start on the 12th of February. We can expect to see Crimson doubles, but now we can also see some new weapons and rewards for this event. So firstly, we have the Vow. This is a new energy combat bow. We can see "Till death do us part," the line from Lord Shaxx, so definitely seems that we'll still have the Crucible influence inside of Crimson Days. And from what we can see in the database, it appears that there is a static roll of this, so it's a lightweight frame bow. It comes with polymer string, natural fletching, we've got rapid hit, as well as Archer's Tempo. We can see the bow right there, obviously with a Crimson Days kind of skin on it. There will, however, also be an ornament for this. We can't get a more detailed look at the ornament just yet, but it's called Shot Through the Heart, and of course it changes the appearance of the Vow. On top of this though, there are a couple of other things. So we've got the Sugary Shell. Basically, this is returning from Destiny 1. This is the chocolate ghost shell that we had back in the day. So that's pretty interesting. And there are a series of triumphs for this event as well. So Heart's Desire, collect each of the Crimson Days rewards offered by Lord Shaxx in 2019. So we've got the Tirastrella Shell, as well as the Undeterred, the Vow, the Diesel Punk, and the Flaunting Dance. So some of those rewards are from year 1, but there's also a triumph to complete Crimson Days matches. Defeat Guardians while they're affected by the Reunited buff, which may be completed only within the Crimson Days playlist. Earn Blood for Blood medals by avenging your fallen allies. Last word flashbacks are real. There are others to complete bounties, complete Nightfalls in a fire team of 2, as well as some classified triumphs. So it looks like Crimson Days will be an interesting event. Definitely PvP focused, so let me know whether some of those rewards will have you jumping into the event for 2019. But once again, we can expect to see that on the 12th of February this year. Moving on though, there has been another development inside of the game, and this time it's in the Dreaming City. Some kind of big stuff happening here with Mara Sov this week. So before we break it down, quick spoiler alert, but this is the Queen's Court dialogue for this week.
When there is too much darkness in the universe, light must cast it away. And when there is too much light, darkness must drown it out. This truth is our burden. This is what it is to be awoken. I dreamt of a friend I will come to have. She will tell me a side should always be taken. even if it's the wrong side. I think I should like her. The next act is about to begin, and I do not know when I will return. Fear nothing. Bow to no one. We will meet again. One day.
So obviously very interesting stuff right there. Mara says, I dreamt of a friend I will come to have, and she will tell me a side should always be taken, even if it is the wrong side. And I'm sure some of you guys already see the link here, but this actually links to the Exo Stranger in Destiny 1. And this is also a character that we now know to be Elsie Bray, sister of Anna Bray. But in Destiny 1, the Exo Stranger said, ah yes, the Awoken, out there wavering between the light and the dark. A side should always be taken, little light, even if it is the wrong side. Mara is having premonitions of meeting this person, and she envisions the Exo Stranger saying the exact same words to her. But then of course, Mara Sov actually disappears, and she has that same kind of visual dissipation that you see with the Exo Stranger. So for now, Mara Sov is actually gone. She does of course say that she'll meet us again in the future, but it looks like that could be a little while, and she also refers to the next act being about to begin. So exactly what that means is certainly pretty interesting, but if I personally had to guess, I think it is the act, maybe a cycle or a few cycles that will ultimately lead us to the end of the curse in Dreaming City, but that is just personally my guess. There's some new lore that we get from this as well though, and very loosely, we learn that Eris is also trapped in the time loop in the Dreaming City, and that Savathun actually orchestrated the creation of Quria, a Vex mind that was taken originally by Oryx, and the Vex mind has been constructing the curse cycle inside of Dreaming City. Nonetheless, for now, Mara Sov has left the Dreaming City, and it looks like for the next few weeks at the very least, we'll be continuing to act against the curse cycle without her present. This also leaves a question about Prince Uldren. Now, one of the Bungie devs on Twitter actually said the new Guardian is important and will continue to tell stories about him, but he is not directly pertinent to the near-term story in Dreaming City. Mara told the player, the Guardian, about that resurrection in confidence. Sit tight for an update on him in upcoming content. And that's in reference to Prince Uldren. So when we actually saw the cutscene of Uldren's resurrection, Mara was sharing that vision with us in confidence, but we also learned that Uldren is not directly linked to the immediate future of Dreaming City, but is a character we can expect to learn more about in upcoming content releases. So that gives us a little bit more clarification, but of course there is also stuff that we're still left wondering about Dreaming City, the curse cycle. However, as I've mentioned previously, it does appear that the curse will ultimately break. There are a few different hints towards this happening, as well as some data mine stuff that suggests it is indeed going to happen at some point. But for now, let me know your thoughts on Mara's last piece of dialogue, the link to the Exo Stranger, and what you think Mara Sov is actually up to now that she's gone away, as well as any speculation about when she could actually come back. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that below. Now though, let's get on to some game update stuff. Of course, yesterday, in the January update 2.1.4, we got a lot of sandbox changes, so a whole bunch of subclass changes. We've seen the new 12-shot gunslinger. Of course, we've got other weapon changes and adjustments inside of this update. Bungie actually showed off the new striker, where ground slam attacks deal more damage the higher you jump, so check this out. Of course, there are a bunch of other changes inside of this update, and I'll keep you guys posted with some of the sandbox stuff over the next few days, but there was a lot of feedback about the one-eyed mask, and why there haven't been any adjustments or changes to it yet, and DMG said the team is currently looking at one-eyed mask, with tuning in mind for a future update, and will provide more info when available. So despite the lack of a change to one-eyed mask right now, it does look like it's something that will change some point in the near future, so worth breaking down in case you're curious. But in terms of other changes, and stuff that the community can influence, DMG posted, and basically Bungie are asking for feedback on sniper rifles in the game. So if you have any thoughts on the quality of life of snipers, how they're performing in PvP or PvE, especially after the current update, then you can let Bungie know, and I'll link the forum post down below. I guess there are a bunch of different subjects really: scope zoom, flinch, scope sway, aim assist even, and perhaps even the general handling of snipers in Destiny 2. I personally feel like snipers could still use a little bit of love, and it'd be great to hear your thoughts on that, but of course if you do want to give any feedback to Bungie, you can do that in the forum thread linked below. Other quick random updates. Bungie tweeted, and the Whisper of the Worm quest is now available permanently from any Lost Oasis public event on IO, so we'll no longer have to wait for the weekend in order to complete the Whisper quest. So if it's something you haven't done yet, it will be permanently available, and they posted a pretty neat little trailer for it right there as well. A few days ago I mentioned a ship called Shade at the Gates, and this is a Season 3 legendary ship, which is supposed to drop from Nightfall Strikes, and Bungie have confirmed that this is not actually dropping in the game, so it's something they're looking into in case you were curious about that one. And finally, here's another piece of pretty interesting feedback. So Roderick Wise, one of the designers at Bungie, said, here's a question for you all. If you could bring a full set of gear from D1 to D2, what would it be? For example, if I could bring a full set forward, I would bring the King's Fall raid set to D2 because I think it looks cool and I have great memories of that set. And he also asked, on a side note, do you enjoy reprises? Would you be okay with more gear that's reprised instead of brand new gear? What are your thoughts? So this could also be another good opportunity for feedback. Armor visuals as well as ornaments is something I spoke about recently. Personally, I would absolutely love to see the Crota's End gear back in the game, but more specifically, the holographic ornaments we had for a whole bunch of sets in year 3 of Destiny 1 were absolutely awesome, and I think Bungie could really excite players by having some similar sets, or even reprise sets potentially. Either way, definitely let us know your thoughts below. Would you like to see any sets brought back from D1? On the subject of reprises, I personally don't mind them too much, but I would prefer to see more new gear, of course, that is absolutely awesome, as opposed to Bungie purely relying on bringing back really cool stuff from D1. But if bringing back cool stuff is the option, then I'm all for it. Either way, let me know your thoughts about it down below. For now though guys, that is going to summarize today's video. So very busy week in the game, lots of stuff going on. Good luck if you're going for the last word. Let us know how you've progressed with that one, any thoughts that you have on the weapon, and whether you're looking forward to Thorn returning to the game. Of course, Joker's Wild is probably just over a month away at this point, so I will keep you posted with the news. But if you've enjoyed this video guys, a rating is very much appreciated below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see more D2 content. But for now, whatever you guys get up to, I hope that you have an awesome day.